Hello everyone and welcome back to another Sunday live stream. In today's live stream we will be talking about Josh Keeley signing for the football club. He has signed from Tottenham, had a fantastic loan spell last season in League One with Leyton Orient. We are also going to chat about the Gillingham game where Luton picked up a 2-0 away win. I did attend this game in person. Did enjoy it, especially the first half. And yeah, we're going to talk about transfer targets. We're going to talk about any football questions you guys may have. And yeah, just have a good chat, football chat for about an hour. I'll give you a couple of, I guess some channel updates as well. Got some really exciting stuff happening. From now until the season starts. I've got some exclusive interviews that hopefully will take place. They could still cancel on me yet, but I've got them booked in, which I'm really looking forward to producing for you guys. Different types of videos than I'm used to actually making, so hopefully you guys enjoy them. But yeah, lots of content, plenty of EFL content coming your way. I've got not championship predictions. I've got League One predictions and also game week score predictions coming this season. That's the one thing I want to be consistent with. Is every single week give you game week score predictions. It's going to be tough because games do get postponed and so on, but I'm going to treat it as a normal game week. But I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, hopefully you guys are too. If you haven't seen, we are on 4,985 subscribers. We are 15 away. So if your nan and granddad are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please make sure you sign them up a Google account and get them subscribed to me. We are so close. The way we have been growing over on this channel has been absolutely insane. Really good growth. Hopefully it can continue. And yeah, from now until the end of the season, we can have a really good time. I've got a feeling this year is going to be a bit special, guys. I really, really do. But anyway, let's answer some of your, questions in the chat already. If you want to ask me a question, please put it in the chat, or if you just want to give your thoughts on anything, I'm pretty sure I will react to whatever you put in the live stream chat. So, Martin has put Super Josh Keeley in goal. I am very excited about Josh Keeley. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down in the live stream chat. Are you happy with the signing? Are you not? Do you think Walton would be leaving the football club? Let me know your thoughts. Mark, you have put, Morning Lewis, love these live chats. Explain to me why the tallest guy on the pitch is taking the corners. Are we talking about Saville taking the set pieces? Because if we are talking about Saville taking the set pieces, it's because at Millwall he was a very good set piece taker. At the moment we haven't quite seen what he was doing at Millwall here in pre-season so far, but he was known for being quite a good set piece taker at Millwall. In fact, they did change it between him and Honeyman, who is currently now at Blackpool in this upcoming League One season. So those two players used to alternate between free kicks and corners, and that's how Saville got a couple of his assists throughout the season through taking set pieces. So I think that is a reason why he just has that in his locker. I can imagine Alfie will take set pieces and also Clark as well. Jelly Belly has put, hey all, good morning, loving this rain in LU7. I'm in Milton Keynes, but we still have heavy rain here. It was absolutely horrific driving to Gillingham yesterday in the rain. It only stopped when we actually got there, but it was horrific. And everyone slows down in the rain, and then you get delayed because people are just, they're harsh braking. It's annoying. But yeah, the rain was on another level yesterday. Neil, you've put, morning all, doing well. 15 people to go to target Lewis's 5k subscribers. Yes, we are so close to it. Jelly Belly, you've put, Doughty looked off again. Why is he taking our corners? Not good enough. I don't think he was off. I thought it was a much better performance from him against Gillingham. He looked quite quick, a lot more energetic, a lot more fitter. Created a good chance for Nordas to score. Should have got it on target. His corners don't think were too good. But ultimately, he's going to be taking corners, whether we like it or not, because he has had a proven track record at taking some really good ones. Neil, you've put, has there been any stadium updates? Are you talking about Power Court? If so, I haven't seen any. Harrison, you've put, will you be at the Peterborough game? That is the plan. I am planning on going to Peterborough. I would like to. So, yeah, that is on the agenda. Early lunchtime kickoff, unfortunately. Typical TV. But, yeah, I will be going. So, what formation are we going to use? 3 or 4 at the back, and who is captain? Well, right now, I am guessing it's going to be a 3 at the back system, as that's what we've been playing recently. And as the captain, I'm going to go with Cal Naismith. I don't know if we're going to announce this, properly on the socials, but I think, yeah, it definitely will be Cal Naismith captain, in my opinion. Hi, Danny, how you doing? Andy, you've put Walton 100% leaving. Feel sorry for him. Never given a real chance. Keeley seems a good signing. Yeah, Walton never really got given a chance. I think he is going to go. It doesn't make sense to keep him. He wants to play regular first-team football. Played regular first-team football for Dundee United for the last 2 seasons, so it kind of just makes sense. Is it Dundee United or Dundee? Oh, I can't get the wrong Dundee here. I'm going to be absolutely criticised by Scottish fans. What was it? Is it Dundee? Or Dundee United? Dundee United, I did get it right. Right, yeah, so Dundee United might go back in for him. He's 27, Walton, so he's at a point in his career where he needs to play regular first-team football, in my opinion. I don't think goalkeepers grow up to be second choice or third choice. I think you get to a point in your career where it just happens, but then you rediscover yourself again. You play regularly, you play every single week, and that's what you want to do. So I think Walton, yeah, he needs to go out and play some regular first-team football. Do you think Keeley will be first choice? 100%, Danny. There's no way we have signed Keeley not to be first choice. He will be first choice, and if Luton carry on progressing as a football club, then Keeley will 100% be our goalkeeper for years to come. He is so highly rated by Tottenham fans, by other Premier League coaches. He's meant to be this really good up and coming goalkeeper, and it's a bit like James Trafford, where he left Burnley. What club did he leave? James Trafford. He left Man City, played regular first team football in the EFL. Now lots of clubs want him, so it's pretty much similar to James Trafford in the sense of highly rated keeper Josh Keeley. If he performs well every single season, every single week, then he's going to get picked up again, and Luton will earn a decent profit. But Tottenham do have a fee in the contract. They have a clause in the contract that says they get X amount of money, depending on X amount of money on a certain percentage of the transfers. So I can imagine it's quite high. They can range from 10 to 50%. So we need to sell him for quite a bit, but we don't need to focus about that just yet. But anyway, Keeley, I'm very happy. Morning, Tom. How you doing? If Naismith is captain, will he play as a central defender or more into the midfield? I think Naismith will play as the left-sided centre half, with McGuinness as the one in the middle, and then as the right centre back we'll have Makosso. So yeah, I think that would be the back 3 in my opinion. Jelly Belly, you've put yes, have to feel for Walton, thought he was good enough, but the LTFC mentality has to be sign the best players and leave sentiment to the side. Yes and no, I do agree with that to a certain extent, but at the same time, some players are really useful to play because of what they bring. So they might not be the best player, but they might bring something else which the best player on the pitch doesn't bring, if that makes sense. Probably haven't explained that quite well. Like Pelly, for example, I don't think Pelly was the best midfielder we had at any point in his Luton career, but we had other technical players better than Pelly. But what Pelly brought as a player with his with his energy in the midfield, with his character, I think helped him get a regular first team, spot. He was also quite consistent. He might be more consistent compared to someone who's more technical, more better than him. So hopefully that makes sense, and I've explained that quite well. Neil, you've looked like a decent penalty save from Shea. Yeah, good penalty save. Shea's started pretty much every game in pre-season. I can imagine Keeley's going to start against Southend. What I think the plan was, and I think they pretty much confirmed it after the game, that the team that played against Gillingham, that started 11, they will not start on Tuesday night. It would be a completely different starting 11, and then basically they'll play like 60 to like 75 minutes, and then we'll make subs towards the second half, and then the starting 11 that plays against Tottenham, that team will be roughly the starting 11 that play against AFC Wimbledon. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the starting 11 is for Tottenham. But Tottenham, despite starting their pre-season later, because of course Premier League clubs always do, they beat Reading last week, on the weekend. They beat them 2-0. So I can imagine Tottenham, they're going to have a much better season than they did last year. Well, it can't be any worse, can it? Unless it's going to be a relegation. I think Thomas Frank is a really good appointment for them. I think he will, put them in the right direction. Champions League football as well. I really like Thomas Frank. I think he's such a underrated manager. I think he's got the strictness bit about him, and also he can be that player, that manager that puts his arm around a player, that really good player relationship. I think he has a mix of knowing when to be strict and knowing when to actually, this player needs a little bit of support. So I really like that about him. I think he gets the balance extremely well. How were our new signings in Nigel and Naki Wells? So Nigel, the reason why I'm calling him Nigel is because I find it so much easier to say compared to pronouncing his last name. So for me, I'm going to call him Nigel, but I'm going to call him Big Nige, or our League One Van Dijk, because he does look like Van Dijk. I think he's okay. He had a few shaky moments, but I'm going to put that down to just needs to get up to match sharpness, because he has come in quite a bit late into our pre-season campaign. I want to see more of him. He had a good chance in the first half against Gillingham. A header just went over the bar. But yeah, overall, I really liked what I see from him. Just need to keep seeing him play a lot more. And hopefully once he's up to fully, match sharpness, he'll be even better. I really like Naki Wells. I think that I've seen a few comments online. I think they're quite harsh on him, on Naki Wells. Thought his performance against Gillingham wasn't too bad. I thought he was linking the play up quite well. What I've noticed is if we do go long, because the thing is with Naki Wells when he's starting up top, because he is a small striker, you can't lump the ball forward to him, because he ain't going to win that header. He isn't going to win a header against two centre-halves or a centre-half that's kind of like a foot taller than he is. He isn't going to win that. So you need to give the ball to him at chest height, and that's what Luton were doing for quite a few times. He was actually chesting the ball down and linking the play up with the likes of Zach Nelson and Clark. And his passing range for a striker is quite good. So I didn't think it was too bad of a performance from Naki Wells. I think people are just a little bit, just used to seeing Morris win everything, or Elijah battling hard. I think that's what they're used to, rather than seeing someone that does something a little bit different and actually does link up the play. But for me, Naki Wells, I can see him scoring goals for us in League One. I think his intelligence will get him goals. His experience, just being in the right place at the right time. I think we'll soon see it, and we'll see it a lot more once we play regular League One teams on a regular basis in this upcoming season. Mark, you've put, I can't see anything good coming from Nordas. I think that comment's a little bit too harsh. I don't think Nordas has been bad. Again, I think people, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's just looking at last season and just judging what you saw then. Try and put last season to one side and judging what you've seen so far in pre-season. He hasn't been that bad. He has scored goals. He looks a lot better than what I saw him against Bournemouth, and I saw him live in person at Bournemouth. So he's getting better. Maybe he's going to be a striker where you like him or you don't. But I don't think he's that bad. I've seen a lot worse. He's doing a lot better than what Woodrow's doing. So that's for a start. That's already good. I don't see what Nordas is doing too badly wrong, if I'm being honest with you. George, you've put in the chat, hi Lewis, I hope you're well. I can't wait for Ali this season. He's been so good this pre-season so far. 100% I agree with you, George. Ali, for me, he's going to be one player. He's going to be that, just a top player in this upcoming season. You know, we're talking about goal scorers. He's going to be right up there. Whether that's playing out wide or as a striker, he is going to score goals, in my opinion. Lewis, what are your thoughts on the links to Al Hamadi? Would you rather him or Kamari Doyle? Kamari Doyle is more of a number 10 centre mid, so I would rather Al Hamadi because he is a striker, and Al Hamadi at this level will be insane. What he did with AFC Wimbledon in League 2 was outstanding, and League 1, League 2 is pretty much, there's not much difference in it, if I'm being honest with you, especially like the bottom half of League 1 compared to the top end of League 2. So I reckon Al Hamadi would absolutely destroy it. He's playing for Ipswich right now still. He actually scored a goal in their pre-season campaign yesterday. The type of striker he is, he will get on the ball in the half turn and he will just run at defenders and he will cause them all sorts of problems. That's what I would love for one of our strikers to have. You know, Naki Wells doesn't really have that anymore. He's not at that age where he can, on the half turn, drive at defenders and cause them all sorts of problems with pace. Doesn't have that. Whereas Al Hamadi definitely has that with his dribbling ability. So I would love Al Hamadi, and I don't think he would cost too much either. We do need a striker. I know we are looking at a striker. I know that for a fact. So hopefully we can lock in and get a striker very, very soon. Never write Nordas off. He said he will bring his best into the next season. Yes, he did. Danny, you've put, with our new signing and our good performance, I'm a lot more confident going into the season. I am as well. Andy, you've put, you can't judge Nordas yet. Hasn't done anything wrong in pre-season. Give him a chance. I fancy him scoring 20 in League 1 if given a proper run. The thing is with Matt Bloomfield is, and I don't think people realise this, he does actually regularly change the starting 11. So at Wickham, now I will give you an exclusive here. I'm going to be chatting to a Wickham content creator in a more in-depth interview type of style video. That is coming very soon, and I'm going to give you the lowdown on Matt Bloomfield, what he did at Wickham, and I'm hopeful the Wickham content creator is going to say he regularly changed the starting 11 throughout his time at the club. Because Richard Kone didn't start every single week for Wickham under Matt Bloomfield. He actually looked after Richard Kone. One week he started, and then if they had a Tuesday night game, Richard Kone would be on the bench. He would bring him on in the second half to cause an impact. I can see that happening with Luton. I can see, especially with our attacking players, what Matt Bloomfield really wants is 100% all the time trying to score a goal. Keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking. He wants to play a really good attacking style of play. You heard it in his post-match interview after the game against Gillingham. He was not happy that after going 2-0 up at half-time, we came out for that second half and we took our foot off the gas a bit. He wanted to go for a 3. He wanted to go for 4. He wants to score goals. He wants to be the top goal scorers in the league. And he will get what he wants. Because if the players don't do it, he will change it. So I'm telling you now, I can see Nordas featuring quite a bit. Lots of sub appearances, lots of coming on. He will make use of his subs, Matt Bloomfield. I can definitely see that happening in this upcoming season. Where do you think Hakeem Adofin will play? Really, really tough question to answer. I think he's going to just play whenever we need him to play. So if we need a centre-half to come in and, just do a job in defence, he can do that. If we need him to go right back, he can do that. If we need him to go left back, I'm pretty sure he could probably go left back. If we need him to go in the midfield because we've got quite a few injuries in the midfield, I think he can do that. So it's really, really tough right now. I don't think he's quite ready to play games. I think there must be some for some reason, I don't know why that wasn't asked in any of the interviews. Where is Hakeem Adofin, and also where is Tom Holmes? Why those two players weren't asked because we haven't seen. We found out about Nakamba, we found out about Chong, we found out about Fane, we found out about Isaiah Jones, but there were a couple of players which weren't spoken about, which I don't understand why they weren't asked, like why the question wasn't asked to the manager about. But hopefully we'll soon find out. But as far as I'm aware, he's not injured. He's just not match. He's not ready to be featuring in games. That's all I really know of the situation. Tyler, T-Boy TV, welcome to the chat. If you guys are don't know who Tyler is, makes Luton Town content as well, so feel free to go over to Tyler's channel and subscribe to him. He does a little bit different to me. He does post-match interviews, so if you guys want to hop on his channel after a game and let out your anger, I'm sure Tyler will record that and put it online for you. Or if you want to praise the players or, you know, say something nice, I'm sure he would also post that for you. But yeah, big shout out to Tyler. He's put in the chat, I think Saville is going to be a unsung hero for us in this upcoming year. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do. Saville, at this moment in time, in pre-season, just seeing what he just does, the dark arts really, really good. And I said in my other match reaction after the game against Bournemouth, he's like a rat in midfield. I literally see him recover the ball back in so many strange ways. He just manages to get his foot around the ball to stop a player, like break him through on a run. He's someone that's going to take yellow cards for the team. He's exactly what we need. If we had him last season, it would have made a massive difference. We would have saw it completely. And he brings that guidance and the leadership. Like when I was watching the game yesterday, I was watching the likes of Clark, Naki Wells, Saville and Cal Naismith guide the rest of the younger players. It was really good. I think Baptiste even did it a couple of times as well. It is great to see. I'm actually seeing a team. Last year I didn't see that. I didn't see any communication on the pitch. And that's what really frustrates me, because I'm someone that, you know, the basics of football, the reason why professional footballers are professional footballers is because 9 out of 10 times they do their basics correct. They are better than the average player. So I want to see it on the football pitch. And yesterday I got to see clear communication. Pre-season is probably the best time to hear communication, because the atmosphere, of course, isn't there. You know, everyone's just there to have a chat with their mates who they haven't seen in a while. And yeah, just have a look at the new players. And yeah, it's a game that doesn't really mean too much. So you hear the communication a lot more, and it's so good to hear certain bits of communication from certain players. I literally heard Cal Naismith shout at Makosso, wake the F up, because Makosso did a really poor pass. I love hearing stuff like that. So yeah, it's so good, and I think Saville is definitely going to be so key for next year. G1K2 has put in the chat, losing Jones for a couple of months is a real blow. Might influence some late transfer business, although we have enough cover depending on formation. That's the thing, it does depend on formation, because if we are carrying on playing with the 5 at the back formation with the 2 wing backs, the thing is with Walters, I don't think he's that good as a wing back. I think he's better as a right back who can overlap a wide attacking player. That's what I think Walters' best position is, rather than being an actual wing back like an Isaiah Jones. Because Isaiah Jones, his pace gets him out of trouble, and he's really good at using his pace, especially defensively in tracking back. So I would like to see what Walters can do more in a back 4. So I feel like eventually the plan will be to play a back 4. It's so hard to tell, it really is. But like, I did see a comment online, you know, although the back 3 hasn't worked last year, it can work. It's not a formation that's decided, right, modern day football, back 3 formations don't work anymore. When you use the formation, if you use it effectively, it does work. But you've just got to find the right formula for it. And I felt last year we just didn't have that formula. And Rob Edwards was adamant in carrying on playing it. And then Matt Bloomfield came in and he kind of just made it work. Took a while, but he did make it work. We resulted back to really the fundamentals of football to make it work. And then we started getting results, but ultimately we ran out of time. But yeah, it can work. But yeah, I just think with Isaiah Jones being out, I think the what the club are looking to do is bring some wide attacking plays to the football club, which will mean a formation change because you're not going to play, you know, although has done a fantastic job at wing back, not every wide attacking player can play wing back. You know, you're asking for trouble, and we noticed that with Chong last year. So yeah, that's my kind of thoughts on the Isaiah Jones being out for a couple of months. But it is a massive blow, you know, him being out for a couple of months. Don't really want that, especially where I think he needs to kind of prove himself a bit more, Isaiah Jones. I think there's a lot we haven't seen yet from him, so I want to see it a bit more. Adam, you've put in the chat, looking forward to the first game. Me too, against AFC Wimbledon, Friday night at the Kenny. Will that be our last Friday night fixture? Let me know at the Kenny. Neil, you've put, what do you think the chances are of us getting in all of our signings in before the season starts? Or do you think we would get a late 1 or 2? Neil, it's got to go down to the final day of the season. But the final day of the season, it's got to go down to the final day of the transfer window. We are going to sign someone on deadline day, 100%, because a player will go and then we'll find someone to replace him. So yeah, I can see signings happening. Like Matt Bloomfield knew, you know, he said it weeks ago. He was like, we're still going to be making signings afterwards because we're waiting for some of our players to go, which is the issue. I wish the transfer window was done before the season started. I wish it was done. And then it'd be so much better. Or have the transfer window open throughout the whole year, because then teams won't rush around. Then you kind of have a real sense then of no one has to panic, you can bring players in. That's what they used to do back in the olden days, you know. So I would much rather prefer that, either not having a transfer window at all or it to finish before the season starts. Danny, you have put in the chat. Oh, I've missed your message. Where is your message? Oh my God, I've got loads of messages here. I need to get through these. Where are you, Danny? Right, you put, what positions do we need to sign players for? So I think we need a striker, at least, and Al Hamidi would be absolutely amazing. I would like a left back. I think a left back's definitely an area which we need to look at. And then right back, I think we need to either bring in a right wing back or bring in a right back itself. Because Isaiah Jones, if we play a 4-2-3-1 formation, Isaiah Jones can play as a winger. He has done. He can do it. It's not unfamiliar to him. So you can push him forward. And then you can play Walters as the right back. But then you don't have anyone to cover that position. So I think a right back might be needed. So we definitely need left back, striker. Jelly Belly, you have put, was pleasing to see we are trying to play with the ball on the ground. We looked so much better than we do. When we did go long, 9 times out of 10 we lost it. Exactly, and when you're going long to a striker that isn't exactly tall in Naki Wells, you most likely are going to lose it. We have got a Tottenham fan in the chat. He has put, good luck to Josh Keeley. You've got a top and very highly rated keeper. Hopefully he does so well. We sign him back from you one day. Of course, I want him to do extremely well, but if you do sign him back, that is just a good sign to us that we will most likely make a lot of profit on the deal. So I do hope he does really well, because if he does well, we'll most likely do well on the pitch. Because goalkeeper, it's one of the hardest positions on the pitch, in my opinion. It can impact a game. Well, they do impact a game massively. One mistake, most of the time it does lead to, conceding a goal. He has a lot of good strengths. Now, people thought Thomas Kaminski was a good goalkeeper. Wait until you see what Josh Keeley can do. Josh Keeley can be a fantastic shot stopper. Josh Keeley can communicate. Josh Keeley can play out from the back. He already has the three attributes for a modern day goalkeeper. The only thing he can't do, and I did mention this in my video yesterday, if you haven't seen it, go and check it out, is he doesn't command his box as well. Now, that's okay as long as you communicate with your defenders. As long as the defenders know that you're not going to come and claim crosses, they can deal with it. And we've had this before. We've had this in non-league and in League 2 when we had Mark Tyler at the football club. If you younger Luton fans don't know who Mark Tyler is, I can't believe I'm saying that because I'm 25 years old and I consider myself young. But if there are some Luton fans that don't know who Mark Tyler is, very, very experienced goalkeeper who used to play for Luton, and he wasn't the tallest of goalkeepers, but he never came out for crosses. But what he did do was communicate. He was a really good communicator to our centre-backs. And when we had Steve McNulty, who was another very experienced player, McNulty, 9 out of 10, dealt with the crosses into the box. He headed them out. So there was a real good understanding from goalkeeper to defenders. And as long as Keeley gets that correct, we are in for a very, very good season. So it's just having a fantastic understanding between our experienced defenders like Cal Naismith and McGuinness with Keeley. Hopefully they can get that sorted. Luton Town Match Predictions has said in the chat he thinks Adofin will play in the field. Neil, you've put Nordas will be like Marmite to a lot of supporters. I also agree with that. Tom, you've put Naki Welsh reminds me of Brian Steen. Similar stature and style. Hope he's as good. I never really got to see what Brian Steen was like as a player, but I'm sure I kind of understand where you're going with that. Mark, you have put in the chat, Clicker definitely knows where the goal is. He will shine this year. Clicker's another one who I think will have his best ever season for Luton. Now, if you didn't know, he actually had his best ever season for Luton last season in terms of attacking output, in terms of how many goal contributions he brought to the team. I can see Clark getting over 10 goals because of how intelligent he is. And against Gillingham, there were times where they didn't know what he was going to do, and he was really good in that advanced position. And the 2 goals he got were just him being unmarked. Now, we spoke about how Luke Berry was really good at being a goal-scoring midfielder. Clark could be exactly that in this upcoming year. Terry, you've put in the chat, without knowing who will be sold, but it doesn't take a genius to know that Alfie, Tenemenji and Marth will be moved on. That is 50-50 on Alfie. I think people are assuming that Alfie is going to go. And let me tell you this. The reason why Alfie didn't do well at Stoke was because he was homesick. He doesn't do well being out of the southern area. He doesn't like moving up north, and he found the relocation to Stoke quite challenging, and he said that had a major impact on how he performed at the football club. So unless a southern team is going to put in a bid in for him, I can't see Alfie going. And you've got to remember as well, Alfie signed a long-term contract with us. We are not going to accept a low fee for him. We don't have to. He's probably the highest earner at the football club, I would say, Alfie. And in League One, what he could potentially produce would be unbelievable. So I actually don't think he will be leaving. I think we will keep hold of him. However, if he does perform extremely well in the first half of the season, we might struggle to keep him in the January window. But I honestly don't see Alfie going unless a team gives us... You are literally talking north of £5 million. Lots of people were talking about how Middlesbrough might be interested in him because now they've got Rob Edwards as their manager. But like I say, Alfie doesn't like going up north. So I can't see that move actually happening. But then, Terry, you did finish off your comment. Sorry, I did have to just stop you right there about the Alfie thing. You then finish off with that in mind, we need to sign a top left wing back and a creative forward. I think we need a left back. That's definitely something which we do need, because I don't think Joe Johnson's ready. From what I've seen, I don't think he's ready. George, you have put in the chat, Ali reminds me of Loire Loire. I think Ali's a bit better than Loire Loire, but I definitely get where you're coming from. Tyler, T-Boys TV has put hence why we've got loads more depth, because there's going to be a lot more rotation in the side. 100% because Matt Bloomfield does like to rotate. Jelly Belly, you have put have to keep Baptiste fit. He looked class yesterday. I think we are managing him quite well, actually, because he did come off at half-time, and I think we did that on purpose just to manage him. And I also want to say big, massive thank you for the £3 donation. Much appreciated. Any donations to the channel, the money goes back into the channel to make it better. I do improve the equipment and so on. And yeah, hopefully one day I can make this content a real thing and a real full-time job. That would be nice. So thank you for the donation, Jelly Belly 27. The Great Games has commented in the chat. This preseason has been our best for a while. Matt Bloomfield is playing a lot of players, and we're playing really well with 4 wins in 4. Exactly that. And then you also commented saying Tom Holmes is most likely up for sale. I think he is, Tom Holmes. I don't think Matt Bloomfield likes him as a defender. And the signing of Tom Holmes, looking back on it now, it didn't make sense at the time. You know, we needed a centre-half in the Premier League season, and we decided to sign League One defender Tom Holmes. Yeah, it didn't make sense. And then Luton Town match predictions also commented saying, yeah, Tom Holmes definitely looks like he's going to leave the club. Danny, you've put in the chat, you should try and get on a match, a post-match reaction. Is this with Tyler? Oh yes, this is with Tyler. I'm the wrong person to speak to after a game, especially if we lose a game. I kind of need like 5 to 10 minutes to cool down. I'm very hot-headed, as people might know, because I still get angry in my match reaction sometimes, if you've been watching me for so long. But yeah, I need like 10 minutes. So like what I normally do is I kind of cool down when I walk to my car. So when after a game at Luton and I head to the car, that 10 to 15 minute walk is kind of like my cool down period. And then while I'm driving on the way back, it's kind of like, right, how do I dissect what I've just witnessed for the last 90 minutes? Neil, you've put, would be good to see more squad rotation in certain positions, but I would definitely have a starting defence and only change them if injured or substitutions. I think, Neil, he will do that, but I think when there's going to be like Saturday, Tuesdays, he's going to have to change it. I think nowadays, compared to what it used to be like, you know, in the early 2000s, the speed of football and the physical demands for football, I know when I had this conversation with older generation fans, they don't like hearing it because they're used to just players going for a drink before and after games and stuff and still being able to complete 90 minutes. But the body, the physical demands of it is so high now. The level of speed of football is on another level. And if you're not managing your body correctly, you're going to cause serious injuries. And if you don't have enough recovery time, it's going to impact. And you've got to think as well, Cal Naismith, he's towards the latter stages of his football career. He's 33 years old. I can't see him being able to handle that amount of match load. So we're going to have to make changes in and out. And when you've got such a big squad, you can afford to do that. And this is when players, when we are making these changes, that's their opportunity. If they're not in the starting 11, it's when they get thrown in, it's then, right, go on then, this is your chance now. If you perform well here, you might be able to play the following game. So I actually think competition is very healthy, and I do like competition. I think players should always be scared of losing their spot in the starting 11 because that can, one, I think it creates a really good competitive level amongst the squad, which then raises standards across the whole entire team. Terry, you've put, you wonder if we will now sell Tom Holmes, Ted Menji and Mans Anderson. I think Anderson's going to stay. I think Bloomfield likes him because Anderson's been playing in pre-season. I think Ted Menji, I think Bloomfield would love him to stay if we can keep him. But I think Tom Holmes is definitely a no-go. Luton Town match predictions has put in the chat, definitely hasn't predicted. He has put in the chat, Al Hamidi looks like Bloomfield would try and bring him in. Yes, I think he would like to. Sounds like Bloomfield thinks Chong is basically going to be the one to save us. Yep. The Great Games. Oh, I've gone past your comment. Where am I? Yeah, the Great Games has commented in the chat. Really excited to see what Jake Richards can bring in the future as he gains experience and grows as a player. Could be a future Premier League player. Speaking to some Exeter fans, they also believe the same thing. They actually do believe he could potentially play in the Premier League one day. Jelly Belly, you've put, with 88 people watching this video, it's possible you could get those 15 subscribers before this live stream ends. That would be absolutely amazing, and then you would get my live reaction to 5,000 subscribers. So what are we currently on right now? So we are on, let me have a quick look. We're on 4,986 subscribers, so we need 14 more people to subscribe. So please, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. I have to tell people it is free because people think if you subscribe, it comes with a payment. It doesn't come with a payment. It is free to subscribe. Danny, you've put, they randomly changed the transfer window to end before the season starts 1 year, but changed it back again this year after. It's so much better when we know when the window does close before the season starts. It is so much better. With Ali, we need to keep him if we have any chance of promotion. Clubs will come in for him. We must do a Newcastle and say no. Our promotion is so important. If the board do so, I would be so annoyed. I will be the same, but from what I've understood from people inside the club is they've turned down approaches from other clubs for Ali. So, and we knew Ali had interest, let's be honest. We knew Ali would get interest. But I think Ali wants to prove himself with us. So, fingers crossed, you know, Ali will go and smash it and, yeah, just help us so much and win us promotion. Please, in the name of God, Chong, Tedamenji and Nakamba go. I just don't think you're going to get your wish, Philip, I'm afraid. I think Nakamba will go. I don't think Chong will. I don't think there's enough interest. Well, that's just me guessing. And he's injured at the moment with a slight groin injury, so he's going to be late into the first part of the season. And then Tedamenji, he's got a slight back strain, a slight back tweak. He might be available for Southend, I think, Tedamenji, but I don't think he'll go unless a club come in for him. Neil, you put, it's a shame Matt Bloomfield rates Chong. I think Waffle Boy is rubbish. What has he actually done since he's been at the club? Selling him now before he snaps. I'd be so annoyed to hear a champ team come in for Ali. No, we don't sell no matter the price. Tell Ali to knuckle down this season. I think he's going to do exactly that. Tyler, you have put, absolutely buzzing about Keeley. Said to my dad at the end of the season we should get him or Goodman, who's now went to Huddersfield. Yeah, Keeley for me, definitely a very good signing. As soon as I saw the interest, I was like, Luton, you're doing the right thing here. We're bringing in a goalkeeper who's going to be number one for years to come. Honestly, what a goalkeeper he is. And yes, he was at fault for the goal against Charlton in the playoff final, but overall, his performances got Leyton Orient to the final. He had an outstanding semi-finals against Stockport in the playoff semis. So yeah, really, really good goalkeeper, and I can't wait for him to show Luton fans what he's capable. And even if he does have a poor year, he's so young. He's still got plenty of years to develop and get better and fix the mistakes. He's 22. It's amazing to have a regular goalkeeper at that age and who can go on to, you know, have a really, really good career. Luton fan has commented in the chat, Chong could be a better player under Bloomfield if we play him on the wing. Edwards was wrong to play him as a left wing back and he was too weak in the middle. I very much agree with that comment. Chong's best position is as a left winger. Hopefully we get, well, it's up to Matt Bloomfield whether or not we get to see it or not, and whether fans actually want to see it. But if we are going to see him play, he needs to play in that position, not play in a different one. Northside has commented in the chat, I think, is it Kodawa comes in as potential to learn off our current wingers. With time and patience, there's a really good player there. I don't know too much about him. This is the West Ham player, isn't it? The one that's been heavily linked, who was at Wickham under Matt Bloomfield for the last 18 months. He's an interesting one. He's definitely an impact player, that's for sure. Coming off the bench and just causing an impact. Just a note, your volume levels are too low. I'm just under full to hear you. Am I still too low? The thing is, my mic's here, and maybe I need to go closer to the mic. Can everyone still hear me fine? I can't go any louder than this. Let me see if what I can do. I don't think I can go louder unless I go like proper in. The thing is, when I do like my videos, I have to, in the editing software, I do have to turn myself up. You might notice that. Well, actually, you shouldn't really notice that if my editing skills are really good. But hopefully you can hear me a lot better. I don't know if I can make myself louder. I'm trying to think. What can I... Advanced audio properties. Here we go. Oh, okay. Here we go. What about if I could do this? Right. Oh, no. I'm too loud. Oh, no. Right. Hang on. I might have fixed it. Hang on. I can fix this. I can be clever. Right. Hopefully that makes a difference and you can hear me a lot louder. Let me know. I'm still reading your comments. And it could be a lot better. Right. Yes, much better. Fine, right. Let me go back up to the other comments which I've missed because of this audio issue. Right. I will remember... Oh, no. Oh. So yeah, I'm now watching my audio levels and I don't want to go too bad. Hopefully it's all fine. Right, okay. I'll stop looking at that. Right, go back to the comments. So, where was I? Right. Tom Holmes back to Reading. That is a possibility. I wouldn't mind letting him go to Reading. George, you put, do you think we would beat Birmingham's record this season? I just want to win games of football, mate. I'm not too fussed about Birmingham. If we can do a Birmingham and win instant promotion, then fantastic. But honestly, I'm not bothered about their record. Ask me that question when we are flying high at the top of the league. Mark, you've put, did I hear right that Tom Lockyer has gone to Bristol Rovers? Apparently that's the rumours involved. It would make sense because he was a bit of a cult hero at Bristol Rovers, a really good player for them. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I've also heard that, but it's pretty much on Facebook. I've been hearing it, and I don't believe too much I read on Facebook. Neil, you've put in the chat, in the league we should keep a solid defence. Yes, rotate when it comes to cup matches, but we have to remember the league is our bread and butter. Yes, I do agree the league should be a priority. I also think if we can and if the opportunity does present itself, there's no reason why we can't do a Birmingham and also get to the final of the Football League trophy competition, the EFL Cup between the League 1 and League 2 teams. There's no reason why we can't try and win that. It's an extra piece of silverware. It's also a trip to Wembley. Really good, money maker for the football club. Also would bring back good times if we were to win at Wembley. So yeah, if that opportunity does present itself, and also an FA Cup run. If an FA Cup run does present itself, I think we should take it. There's no reason why. In the League Cup, which we've got obviously Coventry in the Carabao. I'm not too fussed if we lose against them in the first round. I'd rather then we focus on the league. But if we do end up beating Coventry, and then we, for some reason, manage to, have a good run, I do think we should take it. But we shouldn't go looking for it. If it does present itself, nice. Don't need to look for it. I like Chong. He is very direct as a player. Keeps trying. Yes, he is a flip-flop, but he does have an X factor about him. Just need to perform better. I do agree. He needs to add a bit more consistency to his game. Philip, I've been watching the Hatters for about 60 years now, but I've always tried and keep a perspective after the games, though I'm always thoroughly disappointed after a loss. I think I'm going to be like that, Philip. I think I'm going to be one of those fans that a defeat will always impact my weekend. A win will always make my week a lot better. I think that's just life. And I think sometimes football, it just does that to some people. When you're so passionately in love with it, that's what it does. G1K2 has commented in the chat, young players don't count towards squad size, so very useful to have a number with first team experience to help with player rotation. Exactly, players under the age of 21 do not count towards the final 22-man squad for this upcoming season. So yeah, we can have an unlimited amount of under 21 players. We can have 99 under 21 players. They do not count towards the squad. Elliot, you have put in the chat, am I right in saying we brought in 2 Reading players at once? We got Tom Holmes and a Reading youngster, I'm sure, not seen him play. Yes, Elliot, that player you are talking about is Harris. We signed Harris and Tom Holmes at the same time. Harris is more with the under-21s at the moment. He has featured in this pre-season campaign. He did score against the Slovenia team. He scored 2 goals, in fact, but since then, he's been playing for the under-21s in their pre-season campaign. You've also then followed on your comment by saying, I still think if we are near top and smashing it come January, we will be coming. Teams will be coming in for Alfie Doughty. We are lucky he's not fully fit right now. Yeah, I think teams will be interested in him for sure. Danny, you've put, what are your future plans for content on my channel? So right now I've got a couple of interviews booked in for. I'm going to be speaking with a Wycombe fan and also a EFL expert. I will do a YouTube short to my members exclusive group. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description below. You get exclusive perks if you do want to become a channel member. And yeah, I will explain who the people I am going to interview are. One's a Wycombe fan and one is a EFL expert, and yeah, just getting them their thoughts on Luton and also talking about Matt Bloomfield and so on. I'm also going to be doing a lot of EFL content, so when the season does start, lots of game week score predictions videos. I want to be consistent with that. I want to get that all locked in throughout the year. I'm going to be doing championship, not championship, I'm going to be doing a League One prediction on where I think each team will finish in the league. I'm going to do 2 types of videos for that. I'm doing one before the season starts, and then I'm going to do an up-to-date one when the season has finished. The reason for this is because I think transfers have a major impact on where a team will finish. For example, we could sign the best striker in the league after after the season has started. That would then impact where I think we would finish. So yeah, lots of EFL content, lots of Luton content, and yeah, just keep smashing it apart. We have a Spurs fan in the chat called Ray. He's put, Keeley is a very decent keeper. Kind of sad Spurs didn't put a buyback option in. Yeah, we were very firm that a buyback option should not be in the contract. But then, and as the comment did say after, you don't need a buyback clause to buy a player, which is very, very true. You just need to give us a lot of money. Tyler has put, always thought Chong's physicality has been awful. His stats at Birmingham as well as Luton aren't even that great also. Yeah, his stats at Birmingham weren't the greatest. I don't know if this is due to Birmingham at the time maybe not being the best of teams. They completely are not the same team as what they were back then. And he also was playing in centre mid as well, which I found absolutely crazy. Danny, you have donated £2. Massive thank you for donating £2. Much appreciated. Neil, you have put Chong's best position is left back in the changing room. Very funny. Ben, Luton Town FC, nearly 5k subscribers. Lewis, well done. Thank you so much. Right, this is then when people are talking about my mic. God, I need to catch up with all these comments here. Really, really busy live chat today. Thank you very, very much. Luton Town match predictions has commented, and don't forget to click that like and subscribe button for Lewis before the beginning of next season starts. Thank you. Yes, that is a good reminder. In fact, actually guys, if you haven't already, please smash the like button on the live stream. I only ask this is because once the live stream is over, I then actually I publish the whole live stream as a full video, so people can rewatch it back, or they can watch it as a whole video, like a podcast type. And yeah, smashing that like button, it reaches out to a lot more people. So at the moment, throughout this live stream, we've had just under 300 people enter it, which is really good numbers. But then once I actually fully publish the live stream, it can get over 1,000 views. So it's very important to like the video, because it pushes it out to YouTube a lot more. It's how YouTube works. It's how social media works. The more people engage in a post, in a video, it reaches out to more people. It then spreads across. So yeah, if you haven't already, smash that like button for me. It does help me out. And it is free to do that. So please smash that like button. If we didn't get Al Hamidi, who would you want up front for Luton? I would love Del Taylor, who is a Nottingham Forest striker who was on loan at Wigan. Really, really good striker in my opinion. Not just a goal scorer, but also he can create as well. So, and he's young, exactly the same age as Al Hamidi, and he's also scored goals at League One level. So, yeah, Del Taylor is definitely a player that I would absolutely love to sign at the football club. He currently plays for Nottingham Forest. I think a couple £1 million is definitely the right amount of money you would have to spend to bring him to the football club. Do you miss? Do I miss Osho? Not personally. I thought Osho was okay. I thought he had some good games. He had some bad games, but when he did have a good game, he was outstanding. I think the issue with Osho was when he left the football club, we didn't really replace him, and yeah, we kind of missed out quite a bit there. You could definitely tell that we missed someone really progressive, but I think Makosso has been. We finally replaced him with Makosso. So I've got a comment here saying, do you think the club weren't expecting to sign Keeley? Seems like we were surprised at the opportunity, but obviously signed him as our number one. Feel bad for Walton. I don't know if the club were surprised about signing him. I think they knew Thomas was going to get interest, and I think they knew goalkeepers, bringing in a goalkeeper might have to happen. And I think maybe they just didn't expect Tottenham to sell him. Maybe they thought Tottenham would only allow him to leave on loan. But then when the option came about to actually sign him on a permanent deal, Luton basically took that opportunity. So, yeah, I do feel bad for Walton. I just don't think we're going to get to see him, in a Luton shirt. Do you think the Virtue Trophy is something we take seriously, or just chuck it to the under-21s? Well, the thing is with this cup competition, you have to play some first team players in it. I think you have to play at least 5 or 6. So there's only a certain amount of under-21 players you are allowed to play in this cup competition, because you're not allowed to drop too many. So I think we're going to have to take it. I think just having the quality in our squad, it's already us taking it seriously. So I think we will give it a good go. And I think it's also an opportunity for some players that, if they're not playing in the first team every single week, to get themselves a starting spot in the side. What happened to Nathan Lowe? Very quiet on Nathan Lowe at this moment in time. Danny, you've put, I think you can have a few players over the age of 23 in the starting lineup in the EFL Trophy. Philip, you've put, there's still a lot of players who want to leave. I also think so as well. Danny, you've put, just seen Morecambe are in financial trouble and are banned from playing matches. Yeah, the current person who's running the football club is an awful man, and he just needs to leave. He needs to just go. But he won't sell up for some weird reason. Brighton put in there as an under-21. Brighton are put in there as an under-21 side in this cup competition. They were when we were in this cup competition last time, Brighton. George, you've put, if you could pick just one player to interview on your channel, who would it be and why? I would pick Ali, actually. I would love to interview Ali. If I had the opportunity to interview Pelé, I would have done as well. And Martin, you've put Chong is going to do a lawless and turn it around in this upcoming season. Fingers crossed he does. I really hope he does sort himself out. But guys, I'm thinking that I'm going to end the live stream here actually, because I can't believe the time. It's been a very fun, active hour. I've been pretty much non-stop answering your questions in the live chat and responding to them. So yeah, thank you so much for a very active last hour. I'm heading to the gym. I've got a 8k run to do. I'm trying to get fit for this upcoming football season if I want to play football again. So I've got an 8k run to do. I'm also going to be uploading a video tomorrow. There's going to be no video today. This is going to be my video for today, this live stream. And yeah, video on Monday. It's going to be an EFL video. If Luton do something different, then I'll publish a Luton video. And then Tuesday, match reaction for the Southend game. I'm going to Southend to watch the pre-season friendly. And then, yeah, a couple of exciting videos coming very soon after that. I'm going to Tottenham, so I'll be talking about Tottenham game. I'll be doing a live stream next Sunday talking about the Tottenham game and also my thoughts on the upcoming season. So, yeah, loads and loads of content before the season starts. I'm really looking forward to it. Neil, you've put in the chat, must admit your Otters video made me laugh big time. It's amazing the stupid reasons cancels give out sometimes. Yes, if you haven't seen, guys, I did a YouTube short. I also did a TikTok video on this. So Barnet Football Club are trying to get a new stadium, but they can't have... It's been rejected, the new stadium application, because of otters. Otters are a reason. Yes, you know, otters who live in rivers. Yeah, those creatures, those animals, they are the reason why Barnet do not have a new stadium. But the reasons for it is just absolutely insane. So if you haven't already, please go and check out that YouTube short. It is really funny. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button on the live stream. It does help the video perform well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a good Sunday. I'll see you all very, very